This might come as a surprise to you, but there are already more segments in the electric scooter segment than there is in the petrol-powered one. There's the premium segment that consists of the Ather, the Chetak and the TVS iQube. And then there are low-cost, low-performance electric cycle-like offerings. Then there's the segment that sits in the middle. And this, the BGauss B8, is the latest offering.
BGauss is the latest company under RR Global's umbrella. If you haven't heard of it, RR Global is an electrical conglomerate that claims to be worth around Rs 6,000 crores. The company's products include wires, copper tubes, magnet wires, and consumer electrical products, among other things. This is their first effort in the electric vehicle space, and before we go any further, it's worth pointing out that this scooter has not been designed and developed in India. Like most electric scooters on sale in India today, the BGauss B8 finds its origins in the land of the Red Dragon. With that out of the way, let's talk about how this scooter rides, starting with the most important point of how well it performs.
We've already ridden some of the B8's direct rivals from Jemupai and Okinawa, which is why we went in knowing what to expect. However, the B8's performance isn't as competitive as you would expect at this price point.
The B8's Bosch BLDC hub-mounted motor is rated at a peak output of 1.9 kilowatts. The company claims that it gives the scooter a top speed of 50 kph and a range of 70 kilometers. But we got slightly lower figures in our tests. The BGauss B8 has 3 riding modes, 1, 2 and 3. While these modes supposedly only affect the top speed, our tests revealed that mode 1 also reduces the acceleration slightly. Modes 2 and 3 meanwhile return similar numbers. The scooter also has a boost button that can be used for overtakes. It took 11 seconds to reach 40 kph and the scooter hit a true top speed of 44 kph while the speedo indicated 49. These numbers are a little too low to keep up with big city traffic. In comparison to other electric scooters, the BGauss is faster than the more affordable Ampere Zeal, but slower than the Jemupai Astrid and the Okinawa Praise Pro. However, the range we achieved with a fully charged battery while riding at regular city speeds was 47.5 kilometers, which puts it on par with its rivals. Another figure that's also close to that of its rivals is its charge time of around 3 hours. What was nice is that the BGauss didn't lose much performance as the battery charge dropped. Like many other imported EVs, the BGauss B8 does suffer from a sharp initial response when you open the accelerator at low speeds. Another common issue is that the accelerator gets disconnected if you even lightly apply the brakes, and this can put you in a tricky situation while taking U-turns or tight turns in traffic.
Like most of its China source rivals, the B8 suffers from an awkward knee-up riding position, but it's not too extreme and it should be okay around town.
Suspension on the BGauss B8 is handled by a telescopic fork and twin shock absorbers. The ride quality this setup grants is nothing to write home about. It's decent until you hit a pothole or bump at higher speeds where it thuds in a fairly harsh manner. The B8 rides on 10-inch C8 tires, which are capable enough for the speeds this electric scooter is capable of. The brakes, on the other hand, are quite powerful. The B8 is equipped with a disc brake setup at both ends with CVS, but the rear will still lock under a hard pull at the lever.
If you haven't realized it already, let me tell you that the B8 is really compact. It feels like a scooter that has been shrunken in size, and that does have its positives and negatives.
To show you just how compact it is, here's what it looks like when I put 6-foot tall Vishal on the back seat. Going down this route does make it accessible to shorter riders or novices, not just because of the low seat height but also because it feels quite light and easy to maneuver. On the flip side, it simply doesn't have enough room to comfortably accommodate a pillion. Another drawback is that it doesn't have the presence of a full-size scooter, which might be a put-off for some. That said, its tiny size doesn't diminish the amount of attention it gets. The simple yet futuristic styling elements are well executed. The LED headlight looks straight out of a sci-fi movie and it's quite powerful as well. Similarly, the integrated turn signals and taillight have a neat layout as well. The bodywork is angular but also smooth flowing at the same time, and it doesn't look overdone from any angle, which is quite refreshing in this segment. There were few things BGauss could have done better. For instance, while the aluminum foot pegs do look quite nice, they don't sit flush with the bodywork. The seat's closing mechanism wouldn't work as it should, and it required more than a couple tries each time. Something else we found quite flimsy was the panel that separated the battery and the underseat storage. Like the seat, its locking mechanism could have been better as well. The B8 is available in 3 variants, a lead-acid model, the lithium-ion powered version V-Road, and a lithium-ion technology version that gets Bluetooth connectivity. All 3 models use the same instrument cluster, which is quite nice. It's laid out well and bright enough. It displays the speed, odo, riding mode, and a battery level gauge. Speaking of the battery, the BGauss's lithium-ion unit is removable. This means you can either plug your charger directly into the battery or into the charging socket that sits near the footboard. The battery itself weighs around 13 kilos, which makes it a workout to carry home, but the convenience of having this option is quite nice. That's what you need to know about the scooter. But if you are interested, how do you go about buying one? BGauss claims to have 6 showrooms operational in India at the moment, with 25 planned by March 2021. It goes without saying that this is a completely new company, and it's far too early to know what the sales and after sales experience will be like.
Truth be told, the BGauss B8 is a little too small, and it doesn't have the pace to keep up with fast-moving city traffic. That said, it does manage to turn heads, and it's good enough for short-distance city trips. If you find that appealing, you can give it a look when the company opens a dealer near you.